Good morning. Greetings, everybody. I want to welcome you here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. This is a show that is dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're back with a series we're running for the month of July, which is entitled My 31 Favorite Rock Albums Released in 1969. Yeah, 1969, that transitionary year where they go from the 60s to the 70s, go from that psychedelic hard rock, experimental music to widely exploding music of every kind of genre you can imagine taking over in the 70s. So, the album I've chosen for today comes from a band called Vanilla Fudge. The album is entitled Near the Beginning. So, I kind of like this one. So, they had two released this year. The other one was called Rock and Roll. Kind of like this one better. It's heavier. Um, some real screeching guitar on this. Actually, the guitar is pretty dominant here. The drums are pretty dominant too. Some heavy drums, lots of um, really good instrumentation on this particular track. The album itself is pretty heavy. It's a hard rock album, but it's definitely got some really heavy moments, real beefy guitar moments on it, I think. The vocals are good, maybe not quite matching the music. The music, I think, is heavy. These vocals are a little bit softer, a little bit higher pitched than I probably would like. I would like a little bit more from for an album like this. There's a lot of kind of psychedelic moments on here, though. The vocals are good for the psychedelic moments. I find that those quieter, more psychedelic moments with lots of keyboard parts, spacey, almost a spacey feel to it at times. Um, Vocals fit that very well. Maybe not so much on the heavier stuff. And there's quite a bit of real beefy stuff on this song, on this album. I did like. It's gonna make. I made a couple notes that I just wanted to remember. Oh yeah. So the other thing that is pretty strong on this album is there's a. I don't know if it's a dominant, but there's definitely a couple of points on the album where there's kind of a jam session going on, really jamming away. I don't tend to be a jam band type guy, but I did enjoy this quite a bit. It's because of the jam session was pretty heavy, kind of reminded me of some Hendrix here. Not that it sounds anything like Hendrix, but that's kind of the same kind of jam feeling that I get from it. Yeah, dominant. The drumming is pretty dominant throughout, I think. Those are probably the two most dominant instruments, the drums and the guitar. Some good bass too, I think, but overall the instrumentation is good. Much heavier than I was expecting from this band when I first started listening to them. I had this feeling, yeah, they're just another pop band from the 60s with that poppy sound, but they weren't like that at all. And this album in particular, I think, is pretty strong. So to me, it gets a high recommendation. I do like it. I tried to find it. I found a couple of other Vanilla Fudges, but they were later in their discography than this one. This was the one I wanted, but couldn't find it. Anyways, so today's album, Vanilla Fudge, The New Beginning, I believe it's called. Near the Beginning, sorry, Near the Beginning, released in 1969. So please hit the like and subscribe. If you want, you can make comments about Vanilla Fudge, about this particular album, or about anything I've said in the comment section below. And we'll be back tomorrow with another episode of my 31 favorite albums released in 1969. So have yourself a good evening, a good day, and goodbye from the Prog Monster. Take care and goodbye.